one game for the right to go to the NBA Finals. It is Game 7, and it's the Western Conference Finals on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with the Los Angeles Lakers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They have the home court here, always crucial in a Game 7, with the winner moving on to the NBA Finals.
Now, look, I think both teams are worthy of going to the NBA Finals. But the reality is that only one team will prevail this evening. And the way this series has gone so far, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way down to the final shot.
George to Batum. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3 to Beverly. Here's a chance from long range. Shot no good. You know Beverly can appreciate good defense. LeBron into the front court. Just getting started. Strap in for a good one here in Game 7. Schroeder to James. Screen coming. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. Short jump. Look out. Anthony Davis with the slam.
Brow down, Ed, when you come into my town.
Wow, you rhyming right there?
Obviously.
To Beverly. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
LBJ has it. To Davis. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Has a look. Beverly's shot no good. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. He'll run the offense. To Davis. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Schroeder with the basketball. Down just a couple. Knocked loose. Here comes the screen. Nikola Batum. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
It's James controlling the offense. To Davis. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Off the assist.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
James to Davis. Beverly into the front court. 8-2 our score. No good.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
And draws the foul.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
And he connects on the first free throw. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Beverly to Paul George. And scores on the step back. unguardable, Jay.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
James to Kyle Kuzma. To James. And it's Beverly there to grab the rebound. Anthony Davis pins it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Won't go. To George. Strong finish for Paul George. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
It's James controlling the offense. To Davis. Probing the defense. Caldwell Pope. The screen sets him up for two.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Down low George. Paul George. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Old school equals high percentage.
Cook to bring it into the front court. 9-point margin. Patrick Beverly tips it. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Quinn Cook. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Ibaka. Knocked loose. Ibaka. To Paul George. Has a chance. George with a shot, no good.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
James to Schroeder. Oh, Dennis Schroeder missed his first. That one goes.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To Davis. Paul George with a piece.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Clippers have the basketball. Beverly to George. Takes stock of the floor. Paul George fires. Paul George. He's now 5 for 6. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
And he's fouled. Davis going to the line for 2.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Anthony Davis at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 79% at the line. First free throw is good. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Beverly into the front court. His team leads it by 10. Oh, had him going there for a second. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Davis. Oh, he had him there for a second. Won't go. Beverly into the front court. Up a dozen. To Marcus Morris. It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Marcus Morris trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 73%. Can convert the free throw. Lakers at the controls right now. Schroeder to Drummond. The pass set it all up.
It's going to be a long road back, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's only the first quarter, and that's exactly what you needed. You needed to see the ball go in a couple of times.
George goes to the right side. To Ibaka. Andre Drummond sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They looked lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George to Leonard. To Paul George. Beyond the arc for 3. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Nothing going here on that drive. Knocks it down from mid-range.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
George to Leonard. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Lakers ball. James to Schroeder. Serge Ibaka swats it. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Changes coming from both sides right now. Smith. To Schroeder. That's no good.
Woo! I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Drummond. With a drop step. Rebounds taken down by Leonard. Beverly into the front court. Lead is 12. And the slam.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field. LA Clippers with the basketball. George up against Cook. Trying to cash in, add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Here's Schroeder with it. 14-point deficit. To Drummond. Able to convert inside.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
To Leonard. Beverly. Andre Drummond able to recover with the block. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down 12. Got a piece of him.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. It's PG for 2. Well defended. Shot no good. If it was anyone else, they'd be back on the bench for taking that shot. 1 quarter down in this deciding Game 7. Jay and I are back after this. It's the Western Conference Finals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. It's Cook with the basketball. Down a dozen. To Drummond. Gets a shot up off the mark.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that this defense is hungry and active and contesting everything, that's why shots aren't dropping.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Los Angeles, they have it. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To J.R. Smith.
The 2021 NBA Playoffs 3-round games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Brew Game 2021.
But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Smith with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Scores from the post.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Leonard to Beverly. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Knocked loose. Drummond. It was right there. Paul George to Beverly. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard, guarded by Cook. It's a big finish.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Here comes the screen. Smith to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock winding down. Fires the three. He was all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Leonard to George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. George, and the rebound taken down by the Lakers. Cook to bring it into the front court. He'll run the offense. And the 2. The finish at the rim for Drummond.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
George to Leonard. Andre Drummond with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
It's Cook with the basketball. They find themselves down 10. It's the Clippers with the possession now. To Paul George. Here comes the screen. Paul George. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Smith. Caldwell Pope against George. Has a look. The shot missed by Smith. Beverly into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. To Caldwell Pope. They'll get it down low to Harrell. Count the basket inside. Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Beverly to George. He wants it at the rim and scores.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To J.R. Smith. To Kyle Kuzma. Lets it fly from long range. Hits it. And the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
Oh, that was a big-time shot. But more impressive than the shot, the bench reactions. I love the celebration tactics. This is why you love this game.
Kyle Kuzma with a chance at a 4-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. You can count that one. 4-point play. Leonard to Ibaka. Can't connect. Cook to bring it into the front court. Down 4 to J.R. Smith. Screen coming. Smith to Kyle Kuzma. Nothing going here on that drive. And a putback slam. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
To Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. Kawhi Leonard. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Leonard to Nick Batum. Leonard to Batum from long range, and the Lakers clear. Schroeder to James. Anthony Davis, 2-of-4 now.
And while the ball was still in his hands, a sidestep throws a defender off. People aren't used to seeing that type of footwork.
To Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. Leonard. Oh, Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
To James. Kuzma. They'll get it down to Davis. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket. Into the front court comes Rondo. Leads 3 to Leonard. Here comes the screen. Leonard to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Schroeder to James. Going to launch beyond the arc. No good. That's great defense. To Leonard. And that's rebounded by the Lakers. Los Angeles has the basketball. Schroeder to Davis. Surveys the floor. Anthony Davis. He's now 4 for 6. AD, is he a new age big?
Easy answer is yes. He is Mr. Versatility. He can do everything on both the offensive and the defensive end. He can fight the post, battle for position. He can protect the rim. Plus, if you switch, he can guard guards on the perimeter. That's what you love about AD. You need something, he has an answer for it.
James into the front court. Down 5. Nothing going here on that drive. Another chance. Oh, and a putback.
Hey, at least this time he puts it up.
Leonard to Nick Batum. Short jumper off the mark. Schroeder with the basketball. They're down 3. Oh, emphatic slam.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game.
An effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. What I like about this team is that they continue to execute. As a coach, we used to talk about it all the time. I would hear it every single day. Execute, execute, execute. But if you can play with energy and execute, that's the formula for success.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Leonard to Batum. Leonard to Beverly. Here's Leonard for two. And scores.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
Lakers at the controls right now. Schroeder to Davis. Sizing up the defense. Schroeder to Davis. Trying to make his move. Serge Ibaka. Huge block.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Across the timeline comes James. Under a minute to go before halftime. Davis to Schroeder. And it's Leonard there to clear the rebound. Beverly into the front court. Up 5. To Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard. Off the mark. Well contested. LeBron into the front court. 5-point game. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
LeBron James. He's got 2 shots coming. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Oops, he missed the first one. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Beverly's shot no good. We are at halftime in Game 7. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Clippers are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers are within striking distance at the half.
The Brooklyn Nets win Series 4-1 over New York Knicks to move on to the 2021 NBA Finals.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
Paul George has the defense figured out, and his shots are falling for him. That's a lethal combination that will be hard to overcome.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
LeBron with it up top. His guys trail now by 4. To Schroeder. To James. LeBron James. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
Lakers ball. Schroeder to Davis. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Leonard to Beverly. Ibaka goes to the left side. To Marcus Morris. And count the basket.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Marcus Morris rejects it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Los Angeles, they have it. James to Davis. To James. Here comes the screen. James. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. To Kyle Kuzma for 3. Kyle Kuzma is going to get a chance at 3 here. Hasn't missed yet. And hits the first free throw. Hits the second. One more coming. And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. To Beverly. George. Throws it down.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
Schroeder to James. Schroeder. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Screen coming. Leonard to Beverly. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. The pass taken away by the Lakers.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you'll be able to stop a great passing team.
Schroeder to Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
George cleans the offensive glass. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, Nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
LeBron into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. Schroeder to James. And the rebound taken by the Clippers. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. LeBron James sends it away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
He was hacked. They let it go. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Here's Schroeder with it. His guys down by 9. Here comes the screen. LeBron James. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Beverly. Patrick Beverly is going to get 3 shots here. For his career, 76% from the line. First one, count it. And he hits the second. Whoops, that won't go. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. His team down 9. Knocked loose. Schroeder matched up with Paul George. It's LA Clippers ball. Short jumper won't fall.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Here's Davis with the step back.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Leonard to Paul George. 4-3. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. James into the front court. They trail by 7. Nothing going here on that drive. James to Schroeder. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. Here's LeBron for 2. And the Clippers have the rebound. Beverly into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Across the timeline comes James. He'll run the offense. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. Leonard to George. Fires the 3. Can't connect. It's no good. Schroeder with the basketball. 9-point margin. Caldwell Pope. Tough matchup against George. Serge Ibaka snatching it out of the air. That's his 3rd block this evening. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
First one goes down. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. The free throw, good. And they add one more to the lead. It's up to 11. Los Angeles has the basketball. James. Quinn Cook picked up by Patrick Patterson. Oh, nice find for the basket.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Here comes the screen. Paul George, 4-2. The screen sets him up for two.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
To James. Here comes the screen. James. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
Leonard to Paul George. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Beverly to Leonard. It's George for two. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Kawhi Leonard, couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Lakers at the controls right now. To Kyle Kuzma. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Leonard. And it's good.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance. They're moving different ways, yet they still have it.
And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Leonard to George. LA with 4 to shoot. George to Beverly. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Patrick Beverly. He thrives in situations like these.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Smith now into the front court. Down by 15. And abuses the rim. Big finish for Andre Drummond. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
To Beverly. PG lets it fly. Deep two there, won't go. Kuzma knocked loose. Clippers have it. Strong finish for Paul George.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
To Drummond. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Leonard had made his first couple, but he misses there. The follow won't go either. Lakers ball. Quinn Cook against George. Finish that. Beverly into the front court. His guys up by 15. George lets it fly. Not that time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Knocked loose. Beverly into the front court. The lead is 15. To Ibaka. Yes! And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Serge Ibaka trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. Los Angeles, they have it. Anthony Davis matched up with Patrick Patterson. Short jumper won't go down. The quarter comes to an end. It's been all Clippers so far. The Clippers with the basketballs. We begin the fourth quarter. And if they were looking good at halftime, Jay, they're really looking good now.
They really turned up that intensity in the third quarter. They were looking to put this game out of reach, and they've come out close to doing that.
Paul George. Missed that one. You want to see more, knowing the defender was still right there. Los Angeles has the basketball. To Davis. No good. Rondo with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Anthony Davis pins it. Fourth this contest.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Driving is Rondo, but his shot won't fall.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
It's Cook with the basketball. Down a bundle. Smith. To Davis. Has a chance. Davis' shot, no good. Clippers have the basketball. Rondo in a matchup with Quinn Cook. George. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Luke Kennard. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Davis. Driving right to the basket. Joakim Noah tips it. And 2 for AD.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Paul George. Here's a chance from long range. He missed his first 4 from downtown. He finally gets a 3 to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. James. Can't connect. Rondo into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Luke Kennard. Rondo's shot won't go down. To Caldwell Pope. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
To Marcus Morris. Batum. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Caldwell Pope to Drummond. And count the basket inside.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
LeBron into the front court. His guys down big, and a throwdown.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make 2 bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
To James. Nice pass to set things up.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Nick Batum. Rondo in a matchup with Quinn Cook. To Marcus Morris. It goes down.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Marcus Morris. Batum. To Luke Kennard. Here comes the screen. Beyond the arc for 3. Luke Kennard is going to get a chance at 3 here. A career 85% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw. Second of 3, off the mark. LeBron James with the rock. Screen coming. James to Davis. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down. Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Time for some new personnel into the game. Beverly to Paul George. Beverly to Marcus Morris. You've got to get that one to go. Here's Schroeder with it. The deficit now up to 13. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
George to Marcus Morris. To George. Short jumper misses.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. First free throw is good. And gets both to drop at the line. Beverly into the front court. It's a 9-point lead. To Paul George. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. George with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
James to Schroeder. To Caldwell Pope. Fires the 3. Not that time. Beverly into the front court. The lead is 11. Paul George to Ibaka. And the rebound taken in by Davis. To James. Kuzma to James. Shot from the lane won't go. LA Clippers with the basketball. George. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Probing the defense. Davis. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Marcus Morris. Paul George to Marcus Morris. easy path to the rim.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
LeBron James wants it. It's no good. Great defense.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
George to Beverly. Lets it fly from long range. Shot no good. You know Beverly can appreciate good defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Davis to James. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. It's James. Now that's a contest.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Paul George to Batum. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. George to Marcus Morris. From long range. Not that time. He misses. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. His guys trail by 13. Davis to Caldwell Pope. To James. Not that time.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They are champions of the Western Conference. They're on their way to the NBA Finals. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers made it official with today's emotional win. They'll be the ones representing the Western Conference in the NBA Finals. They'll also be the ones celebrating in the locker room for a long time tonight. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers were eliminated from the playoffs today, and I'm sure there are no words that can make them feel better right now. Making the playoffs can be considered a success, but that's probably not what they want to hear right now. Check out the leading scores for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game traffic. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
Player of the game.
Paul George could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball, it looked like he was playing with kids in high school. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose, signing out.